Very good morning, students. For this lecturing video session, I am going to solve a problem from the unit 1 by using resolution of force method. Let me just read out the question and try to extract as much as information which is given in the question. A system of forces, that means number of forces, isn't it? Acting on a body is shown in figure. Determine the resultant force and its direction. That means magnitude of resultant and the direction of resultant needs to be found from this problem, right? So the diagram is given here. From this diagram I am going to extract the data, that is given data. GD is nothing but given data. Let me just take the quadrant 1 as F1 and theta 1, right? So F1 equal to 200 Newton. F1 is 200 Newton. What about theta? Here, in terms of theta, they have given the triangle, right angle triangle, right? So that can be found. Just observe carefully. This one, I am going to take this triangle. I am going to take this triangle. If this is theta, this could be theta. Isn't it? Because this is a parallel line. If you just draw any parallel line, this could be theta. If you draw any parallel line, this could be theta. Got it? So I am going to take this triangle here, 1, 2, and this is theta 1. This theta 1. So the values are in the opposite and the adjacent. So I am going to take this as tan theta 1 is equal to opposite side by adjacent. So 1 by 2. Therefore, theta 1 is equal to tan inverse of 1 by 2. Which would be, if you just calculate by using the calculator, you will get 26.56 degree. So the theta 1 value could be 26.56. Right. Then next, let me just move to the next quadrant, wherein a force which is acting outwards, whose magnitude is 120 Newton. 120 Newton. Here also the angle is not specified directly. So the theta 2 is not given directly. Here the triangle is given. So let me just take this triangle. And this is 3 and this is 4. If this is theta 2, what about this? This is theta 2. If I draw any parallel line to the xy, this could be theta 2. Isn't it? The same thing I am going to consider here. If this is theta 2, the values, look at here, opposite side of the angle is there and adjacent side of the angle is there. So I can use the tan. So tan theta 2 equal to opposite side by adjacent, that is 4 by 3. Therefore, theta 2 equal to tan inverse of 4 by 3. If you use calculator, you will get the value 53.13 degree. So therefore, the theta 2 value is 53.13. Right. Let me just move to the third quadrant, wherein a force which is acting outwards from this point, right? So of magnitude F3 equal to 50 Newton, 50. And the theta 3 is directly given 60 degree with horizontal. So when we solve the problem from resolution of forces, the angle should be corresponding to the x-axis, that is the horizontal. So it is corresponding to the x-axis or the horizontal, so I have taken directly. This is over. Let me just move to the fourth quadrant, wherein a force acting vertically, that is outwards, right? So there with an inclination of 40 degree, but look at here, this 40 degree is correspondent with vertical, that is y-axis, not with x-axis. You just observe carefully how I am going to calculate that. This F4 is 100 Newton. What about theta 4? Theta 4, this is with y-axis, right? What about this quadrant angle? That is 90 degree. So theta 4 is equal to, if I if I want to calculate this value, that is a theta 4, if I minus from 90, that is 90 minus 40, I will get this theta 4 value. Right. So 90 minus 40, which is equal to 50. That is theta 4 is equal to 50 degree. 50 degree. Right. This is given data. Then to find what has been asked in the question, determine the resultant force and its direction. That means magnitude of resultant can be represented by R is equal to what? And its direction, that is the direction of the resultant force, which can be represented by alpha. Alpha is equal to what? Next, solution. So to proceed with solution, we need to know the resolution of force diagram. Resolution of forces diagram. First, let me just draw the quadrant, all four quadrants. Start from the first quadrant. The force is acting outwards from this point, because here the forces are concurrent forces. So acting in the same point, that are passed through the same point. It is outwards. If the force is in this manner, we need to calculate the two components, right? Horizontal component and vertical component. Horizontal component is cos component, vertical is sin component, right? If you want to calculate the horizontal component, the near horizontal is this one. So this direction. 200 is the force, and cos, what is the angle? The angle is 26.56. So inclination is 26.56. This is near horizontal, and what about its near or closer to this? This y-axis is closer to this. That will act vertically upwards. That is vertically upwards. That is 200 sine 26.56. Is there any force which is there in the first quadrant? No. Let me just move to the second quadrant, wherein a force acting away from this point is nearer to this axis, that is closer to y-axis is this one, so it will act above, of magnitude 120. Vertical force has sine component. Sine, what is the theta? Theta 2 is 53.13. 53.13. And its nearer horizontal is towards left. So 120 horizontal as cos 53.13. Right. Let me just move to the third quadrant, wherein a force which is acting away from this point, this is what? Its near y-axis is downwards, which has a magnitude of 50 sine, what is theta 3, which is 60 degree. And it's close to the horizontal component is in the side, so which will act in the left hand side towards left of magnitude 50. For the horizontal as cos component, the angle is 60. Right. Let me just move to the fourth quadrant, where a force acting away from this, and its nearer horizontal is towards right of magnitude 100, and cos component, whatever theta 4 is 50 degree with horizontal. You should not consider the force with vertical, that is y-axis. The force should be always with horizontal, that is x-axis, that is 50 degree. And nearer vertical is vertically downwards, which is 100 of sine component, sine 50. Got it? So the resolution force diagram has been captured, and one thing you should remember, the sign convention for this one positive x, for vertically upward positive y, vertically downwards as minus y, on horizontal towards left as minus x. You just remember this. Right. Now I am going to resolve the forces. I need to consider, I have already considered this as two components, one is horizontal, the other one is vertical. Now I am going to sum of all the horizontal forces, and the next step is sum of all the vertical forces. Right. So resolving all the horizontal forces or horizontal components. Horizontal forces or horizontal components, which can be represented by summation of h, that is algebraic sum of horizontal forces. Algebraic sum of horizontal forces is equal to the first quadrant. Look at here, the arrow is towards in the positive direction. Look at here, the arrow denotes the positive value. So the same thing can be written here, 200 cos 26.56, right? So there is no force there in the first quadrant other than this. Let me just move to the second quadrant, wherein I have a force whose direction is towards left. If it is towards left, it carries a negative sign. So minus 120 cos 53.13, right? So other than this force, nothing is there in the second quadrant. Let me just move to the third quadrant, wherein I have a force of 50 cos 60. There is a magnitude which is acting horizontally towards left direction, which carries negative sign, minus 50 cos 60. Then let me just move to the fourth quadrant, where I have a force which is acting horizontally with towards in the right hand side, towards right, that carries positive sign, plus 100 cos 50. If you just feed all the values in the calculator, you will get the value roughly 146.2 Newton. So the Newton, the unit of the force, sum of force is Newton, because look at here, all the forces which is acting on the body carries the notation N. That is the unit of force. So therefore, your value should be in Newton only. So the sum of horizontal force is, since the value is positive, therefore the arrow should be in the right hand side. Arrow should be in the right hand side. So just close the box. Summation H. Now I am going to resolve the forces which are acting in the vertical direction. Right. So resolving all the vertical forces or vertical components, vertical forces, sum of or algebraic sum of forces which are acting in the vertical direction. So in the first quadrant, I have a force which is acting upwards. So upward means it carries positive sign. So the magnitude is 200 sine 26.56. Got it? Let me just move to the second quadrant, wherein I have a force which is acting vertically upwards, which carries positive value. So plus. The magnitude is 120 sine 53.13. Correct? Let me just move to the third quadrant, wherein I have a force which is acting vertically downwards. Vertically downwards carries negative sign. So minus 50 sine 60. 50 sine 60. Right. Let me just move to the fourth quadrant, wherein I have a force which is acting vertically downwards. vertically downwards carries negative sign. Minus 100 sine 50. Got it? If you just feed all the data in your calculator, you will get the value 65.50 Newton. The sum of vertical forces could be 65.50 Newton. So since the value is in positive, so it carries arrow in the upper direction. Arrow in the upper direction. Now close the box. So I have arrived the value of summation h and summation v. What needs to be found here? The resultant. That is the magnitude of resultant. Magnitude of resultant, which can be written as R. Which can be written as R. R is equal to root of summation h square plus summation v square. So now substitute the values which is already arrived, that is 146, that is root of 146.2 square plus summation v value is 65.50 square. If you feed these values in your calculator, you will get 160.2 Newton. So the R value is 160.2 Newton. So R value has been arrived. Now alpha. What is alpha? That is the direction of resultant or inclination of the resultant. So the direction of resultant is in terms of alpha, which is equal to alpha is equal to tan inverse of summation v by summation h. Alpha is equal to tan inverse of summation v by summation h. Now substitute these values. Tan inverse of summation v value is 65.50 and the summation h value is 146.2. You will get in terms of degree. So 24.14 degree alpha value. Right. So these are the two things which we need to find from this problem, right? Alpha, and because it is given resultant and the direction. So the resultant value is already been arrived and alpha value is arrived. So at last you will have to mention the result. So since I don't have sufficient space over there, let me just wipe off this given data here. I am going to mention the graphical form where the resultant is acting. Right? Result. Look at here, the arrow is in the positive x direction for summation h. For summation v, the arrow is in the positive y direction. Right? Therefore, this particular resultant will lie in the first quadrant where you have both x is also, summation v is also positive, summation h is also positive, summation v is also positive. Right? So based on this sign only, we'll have to draw the graphical representation. If it carries negative, then you'll have to choose the particular quadrant. So as far as this problem is concerned, this is the summation h, which is equal to 146.2 Newton, and summation v equal to 65.50 Newton. And as you know, that resultant should be between these two forces, that is summation h, and it will act between summation h and summation v. And at what degree? 24.14 from the horizontal, with horizontal only, with the x axis. So from here 24 it will act. This alpha is equal to 24.14 degree. And what about the resultant, which has already been arrived? That is 160.2 Newton. Right? You need to specify here the graphical representation. Fine. So you should remember how to proceed when you have such problems from resolution of forces. Hope you have understood this. Thank you.